Magandang hapon sa lahat mga kaibigan. Andito na ang buwang magdadala ng kulay pula kahit saan. Pebrero na po, February na. Buwan ng mga puso at talaga naman ang patok na diskusyon ay pag-ibig.
Yes, Ate Shan. Kaya ngayong hapon, tutuklasan natin ang anggulo ng pag-ibig at ang naidudulot nito sa ating mental health o kalusugang pangkaisipan, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kabataan.
Today, we're sharing real stories, impactful work, and the difference we're making together.
Stories of hope, courage, and community that inspire us to do more, only here on
ADRA TV. Magandang hapon po sa lahat ng nanonood, mga kaibigan. Live na live po ang inyong programa every Monday, alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng hapon, ADRA TV. Ang ADRA TV po ay isang programa na in partnership with Hope Channel South Philippines at malaki po ang ating pasasalamit sa partnership na ito. We aim to deliver mga diskusyon na magbibigay aral sa mababata man o mapaptanda. And then we're also using a language that we hope to reach Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. We'd like to greet everyone na nanonood, especially po nandyan sa TV, those that are watching through Parasat Cable Channel 17 and GSAT 33. And yes, this afternoon, kasama ko ang aking partner dito sa ADRA TV, Miss Hazel Jane Buscato. Hi, Haze!
Hi, Ate Shan. And yes, Ate Shan, nais rin nating batiin ang ating mga tagapagpanood o viewers na nanonood ngayon through their phones, via our Facebook pages, through Hope Channel South Philippines Facebook page, and through our main page, ADRA Philippines Facebook page. Hello po. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And don't forget to engage in this episode, no? Press like, heart, ano pa ba? Care. Wow.
Wag lang angry.
Wag lang. And also, don't forget to engage in the comment section below. And don't forget to share today's episode link to your online friends.
Yes, napaka-interesting ng topic natin this Monday, no? Actually, the whole month of February, special yung discussion natin. It's about love.
Yes.
And of course, its impact to mental health. Ayan. Now, before I go and proceed and introduce today's topic, greet ko lang po ang andito mga early birds natin nakasama sa Facebook page. We have she's my schoolmate, si Ate Apple Lyson. Hello, Ate Apple. Kasama din po natin si R. Christian Roda. Sabi niya dito, have a blessed Monday afternoon, everyone, on ADRA TV. And happy watching and greetings from Noveleta, Cavite. Kasama din natin si Lanem Glee Baga and si Lynn of Caria. I'll check later sa page naman ng ADRA Philippines kung sino po ang mga kasama natin dyan. Hazel, ang episode title natin ngayon ay I See You. Ayun. How feeling loved protects mental health, no? Alam mo naman natin na kahit saan, no, we can always, di ba parang naririnig na how important love is.
Yes.
No? The way that it makes us feel, na parang everybody is celebrating, na parang
Favorite topic ng lahat.
may isang may isang part yung mga
Yes.
heartbroken, yung mga topics natin na ganyan. But now, we'll see it in an angle na how it works psychologically. Kaya special ang guest natin this afternoon.
Yes.
Sino bang guest natin this afternoon?
Yeah, so I have the honor to introduce our guest this afternoon. Ang ating guest ngayong hapon is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Xavier University Ateneo de Cagayan in 2015. And she earned her Master of Arts in Psychology in the same institution in 2024. And she's been working in the academe for 10 years now as a psychometrician and as a psychology instructor, and currently the testing in charge and psychology instructor as well at Lord's College. And she also wrote for Candy Magazine and an author of 3 published books. And isa ako sa mga bumili ng kanyang mga libro. And her most recent work is titled Reveries of a Thought Daughter. So, she's a psychologist and a psychometrician who writes in between. So, sa ating mga kapaglaom and viewers, help us welcome our very own guest this afternoon, Miss Alvi Jane Aranton.
Ayun, good afternoon. Ayan. Hi, Miss Alvi.
Good afternoon.
Medyo, ano lang siya, medyo
mahina po yung...
Okay, sige, I will louden my voice.
Ayun. Thank you, Miss Alvi, for accepting this invitation. I know, no, na galing ka pa sa work, pero as sabi pa ni Hazel, fresh na fresh.
Yes.
Miss Alvi, is there someone would you like to greet? Family, friends, would like to give you the time.
I would just like to say hi to everyone, and especially, ganito pala yung feeling na hindi na and my friends, of course, and my students if they're watching. So, hello everyone, and of course to everyone in the studio. Hello.
Ayun. Thank you, Miss Alvi. Now, Miss Alvi also ay naging classmate ko. Hindi ko lang sure kung anong subject. Pero it really is a small world after all.
Yes.
Kasi they are parang...
I've also worked, if sa inyo more on being a student, psychology student, but kami ni Miss Alvi is more on our creative side.
Ayun.
So we've worked together in one of the famous boba shops here in Cagayan de Oro, in Chinquiti. So where Ate Alvi is our copywriter, and I'm also part of the marketing team before. So that's where we work together, and indeed, it's a small world, Ate Shan.
Nga, kaya nga. Now, Miss Alvi, and to our viewers that are watching right now, makakakwentuhan, makakausap natin si Miss Alvi. She is a psychologist and also a psychometrician. Now, magbibigay kami ng mga tanong sa kanya later, no, throughout the episode. But if you see na may gusto kayong additional question or may gusto kayong parang i-clarify during our discussion, please comment it there. I will monitor our Facebook pages sa ADRA Philippines and Hope Channel South Philippines, and I hope to see the question and ating ibibigay kay Miss Alvi naman. So please engage and let's talk about love.
Yes.
Miss Alvi, love. Now, this would be my very first question. Bakit ba considered na basic psychological need ang pagiging belong to? No, let's start with the word belonging. Why is it a psychological need, a basic psychological need?
So basically, we are all wired naman to want to connect or belong to others. I think we underestimate the power of belonging to somebody or to a group, no? And I think it's natural for us as humans to really want to belong to a group, a relationship, maybe a romantic one or a familial one. It's natural for us. And meron din kasi yung theory sa psychology na back up. We have this basic human need to belong. In the theory of Maslow, meron kasi yung pyramid of needs. Now, we start from the very basic needs to the highest needs. And somewhere above the most basic needs, we have the belongingness needs. So before we even get there, before we even get to the highest form of ourselves, we have to really belong. And It's as important as our physical needs, our basic needs, to really want to connect to people, into relationships. And there's also, I think there's also another interesting theory there, by Baumeister. It's the need to belong. It's somehow connected to Maslow's. Um, Really, generally, what I'm saying is important belongingness. And if kulang siya, if we're not satisfied with it, we always look for it. And that's really, really something we
Wow.
have as human beings. We don't have to feel ashamed for wanting to have connections, groups, or even relationships. There. Yun.
Ay, yun. So, dapat hindi siya kinakahiya na
Yes.
it is a need. Hindi siya something na selfish something lang, no, na parang para lang sa akin, no. Kailangan po siya, sabi nga ng ating psychologist ngayon, Miss Alvi, sabi niya, it is as important sa ating physical needs. So, kung importante ang kumain, no, dapat kasi kailangan kakain.
Yes.
Ganyan ka-importante to belong. Now, just an introductory question, and also, Miss Alvi, no, how does the feeling of being seen and accepted makonect naman sa mental health? Ano naman yung seen, accepted, protect our mental health?
So when you're seen or recognized by people, you feel accepted. Like there's a feeling of acceptance there, and it feels as though your weight is being lifted. Yung parang gaan yung feeling mo when you're seen, diba? Clearly by somebody or by groups of people. You don't have to hide or even pretend. Parang nawawala yung pretenses mo if you're accepted or even seen by certain groups of people. You feel rather safe. Parang mas calmer yung nervous system if, of course, you belong. You truly belong in that certain place or certain person. When failures hit you, parang you feel more comforted. Parang setbacks do not hurt you if you feel accepted. So it all has a very um, high or strong connection with mental health. It's tied to each other, and it's a protective factor that we have. So important talaga yung social connections natin because it's a protective factor that we can have against mental problems, mental health concerns. And I'd like to think of being accepted as like a home, parang corner of the world that you feel at home, a person or a place, or it's a very comforting way to live. Well, I don't think that we can survive this alone.
Ayun. And it's tied, ano, she mentioned the word survival, no? Yung parang hindi lang siya po parang enjoy lang, smile lang, but it has a protective factor. Especially in a world that we are living today na hindi smooth sailing. Mga kaibigan, mga kapaglawam that's listening, it rains. There's like typhoon and all, no? Umuulan, umiinit. Minsan nadadapa tayo, may mga failures, ganun. But then I believe the word in there is resiliency. It helps with our resiliency in life, no? How it's so important. Now, with those first two questions, ating yan, mga kaibigan, we will try to expound those in the next questions na ibibigay natin with Miss Alvi. It's so important na ma-understand natin how it is to be seen as well.
Yes.
Ano bang ibig sabihin na I'm loved, I'm seen, I'm accepted, no? Kasi baka, ganyan pala, dapat pala accepted, seen, and loved ako. So baka sino na lang ating ang gagawin ako. Okay, I belong in this relationship, or so we'll try to try to narrow this opening statements by Miss Alvi in the next questions. Hayes, you have practical questions for Miss Alvi as well?
Yes. So, Miss Alvi, I have this. I'm gonna give you a context, then there will be follow-up questions after this one. So, I'm gonna read this to you, Miss Alvi. In a local community, a teen named Anna often felt invisible at school and at home. Over time, small gestures, teachers noticing her efforts, friends including her in activities, and family listening to her made a huge difference in her confidence and mood. So, from this context, Miss Alves, you can also personally share your experience kasi galing, nasa school ka po, di ba? Yung working environment mo po. So maybe you have situations or experiences with your students na similar to this one. So the first question, Miss Alves, is Anna's stories show small acts of recognition can change a teen's mental health. Why is this powerful?
Very interesting yung case ni Anna. I think it happens a lot. Many teenagers and there, and voice is powerful because I think um, when you're recognized, when you're appreciated, you're seen, it feels like you matter. Parang you have value, you have worth, halaga, diba? So you don't feel it. So when a teacher or like a peer, someone notices their effort, they feel included and parang they are away from isolation. Makes them feel very included. And I think that's a very powerful way of including someone. Just like Anna. That's it.
So much, Miss Alves. I think with this situation, no, with the little knowledge I have, I'm also, di ba, I'm both a psych
yes.
grad, but I barely remember all the theories I've studied in Xavier. So parang this context reminds me of my favorite theorist, kasi siya lang ang naaalala ko. It's Adlerian. It's an Adlerian theory. Yes. What I remember talaga, hindi ko siya nakakalimutan na theory kasi parang Miss Alves, you can substantiate, no? What I'm trying to say is that ang parang individual psychology yung tawag. Ang sabi ni Adler is each human being, their goal ay parang, kumbaga, they have this goal is to feel significant and, anong tawag nga doon? Basta nakalimutan ko na. But in general, kumbaga, example niya sa child is when a child feels appreciated and when she or he feels capable, parang yung action din niya, kumbaga, positive. So parang may quote nga doon na na-remember ko sa book, a misbehaving child is just a discouraged child. So, Miss Alves, may ma-add ka ba? Hindi ko na kayang i-supplement yung theory.
Go.
Even because we don't really understand them or see them for who they are. And we try to parang ignore the little efforts that they make. These are teenagers, these are young adults, and of course they want to be appreciated also. Many of us, kahit adults, when we're working and we did a great job, we also want to be patted on the shoulder. Good job, good job. So these little things really add up. When they're given to young adults or young ones, they would feel valued. They feel that they matter. And it really makes a mark on them. When I do with experience that with teenagers here, when you compliment them, even if it's just very little, parang maliit lang, but tumatatak yun sa brain nila. Like, they always remember it, and somehow they feel safe afterwards. So, yeah, that's true, Miss Hazel. You're very correct.
So, Ate Shano, I think not just children but even adults, we need also those little remarks like, great job, you're doing great.
Thank you for the work that you do.
Yes.
Dahil sa'yo na ano natin. I think
Yes.
i- i- especially sa adults sa atin, no, where medyo ano, when I started adulthood, Charissa. I don't know if you can relate, Miss Alvi, but when we started working na, being now transitioning to the adult world, it's quite harsh, honestly.
Yes.
No? Medyo, no, when pagdating sa trabaho, ay makikita mo may competition. Iba kasi pag young persons or sa school pa, or like sa church na yung mga friends mo, like, yeah, like ganon. And then parang everybody's just so excited to do something. But no, transitioning to adulthood, to working, and then you get to be with people that are adults, with children also, I feel like everybody's tired. I feel like parang hindi sila masyadong happy with
Yes.
ay, it's a tough world. Ay, ang ano pala. No, that's why even personally, it matters. The- Yes, it's part of your job description and all, but having someone say this and that regarding what you have done really matters.
Yeah.
It makes you want to do more and execute it more thoroughly para sa ginagawa mo for the organization. So, how much more children or how much more our teens na growing pa, how important it is. My next question kay Hayes.
Yes. So, Miss Alv, can you share other examples, I mean, drawing from your experience or research where belonging transformed someone's mental health?
I've seen this many times in my experience with teenagers, young college students. When they feel isolated, they don't feel included. Parang tahimik sila sa class, they don't really participate, even talk to you that much, or even to their classmates or peers. But when I have these little efforts that I do, that I see them, like I recognize them, and I also try to appreciate them for little things that they do. I include them in groups or try to mix them with um, classmates that they don't really get along with. Usually, no? Sometimes they keep to themselves. If you try to join them, parang sinasali mo sila, they engage, then parang they feel more encouraged, they would engage more. And if they feel reassured by an adult, parang they want to take risks also. They want to be more confident, and not just in class, but actually in life outside of classes. So, para kasi yung social support, para siyang buffering effect. It buffers us from stress or any form of mental health concern. So it's really important to have a social support system. It could be your friends, your family, your teachers, or your guidance counselors. Meron talagang students really visit the guidance office, yung parang they find comfort in there. So, yeah, it's really important to have these people or these.
Ayun. From what I really imagine, Miss Alvi and Hazel and sa ating mga kapaglaw, imagine a car, may sasakyan, and then may naka-install dyan ng mga parang mechanism how yung passenger will more likely survive a crash. Diba, diba may mga sasakyan na may mga airbags?
Yes.
Diba? So mga kapaglaw, what we're trying to parang relate to everyone that's watching right now, as mentioned by Miss Alvi, is that pag yung sasakyan na bangga, no? First is, yung mechanism ng airbag, the impact, parang mag-aano siya, parang, di ba, murag sa Bisaya, pamubutos po siya mo. So,
Sasabog.
parang ano din siya, so it will parang mag-blow out din siya, and then it will have lesser impact on the passenger. I think this is what we're trying to parang share to our viewers right now, especially to our teens, as mentioned by Miss Alvi with her own experience being in the academy with young college students, no? Instead po na ang lakas ng impact na sasakyan, like for example, yung ribs mo, broken ribs, or ano pa yung maging mababali sa'yo because of that airbag. So lesser yung parang impact or yung pain na may experience mo. And this is what love and being able to belong does to us. Na in life, no, pag may nangyari, pak! Hindi siya, like the social support system that Miss Alvi is trying to explain to us is hindi, we will be able to get up and not be as wounded, no, sa life circumstances na pwede mangyari. So that's like a, para ano, pero hindi po ako driver.
Also, Tisha, no, to add, kasi na-mention ni Miss Alvi yung social support, no. For me, important talaga yung yung una talaga nating support system is coming from our family. According to ADLR, diba? Hindi naman halata na si ADLR yung bias ko.
Siya.
Oo, ang theoretical orientation ko po ay ADLR yan.
Ako din naman.
He said kasi na a person, she or tawag nito, ang kanyang first social system is ang family.
Family po.
So this is the prototype, first, kumbaga prototype of her worldview and kumbaga magiging attitude niya toward life. So basically, kung titinan mo ang isang tao, bakit ganito yung behavior niya? Probably because of what that person is experiencing at home or na-experience niya yung bata siya with her parents or his parents. But I'm not saying na dyan na siya forever.
Yes, but it has an impact.
Yes.
May epekto siya in the adulthood ng isang tao. Wow, ang dami nating na. At yung pag mag-question tayo, question of the day, sino bang theorist? Pang hashtag #Adler po tayo ngayon. Hey, you have another question
Yes.
for Miss Alvi.
Miss Alv, siguro naman, no, parang na-mention mo na to, but maybe you can explain further or give more examples. So based on your experience as a teacher, what are some warning signs that a young person feels invisible, disconnected, or unsafe emotionally?
Signs are very subtle. Sometimes notice they'll comes very observant. So some of them, they don't really want to share news about what's happening in their life. If you talk to them, parang don't really open up to you. There is a wall they put up because they don't want to share things with you, diba? Because they feel disconnected. They probably withdraw from friends. Yung parang leave the group chat. Or they don't really solve friends they go with. They want to let go from those friendships sometimes. Or they don't participate in any activities. It could be in class, it could be in school-related activities. It's something that probably they didn't do before because they do not feel seen or they don't belong. They really leave those parts of themselves. They usually are very quiet or they don't really look at you directly. They try to avoid eye contact sometimes or they feel uncomfortable in social situations. Like when you look at them, parang, I don't want to be here at all. Diba? So they could also be having changes sa mood nila, sometimes very different because probably they don't really feel that they're in the right place. So you just look out for their withdrawal or these are very obvious signs.
Ayun. Yeah, and for children ba, iba din ba yung sign or same lang, Miss Alvi?
Usually it is the same, especially in the classroom setting. You don't really see them connecting with the other peers. Even in college, no, meron din ako sa college students. Sometimes na they really just sit at the back or at the corner of the room. Even if you encourage them, but still, you know, they refuse to connect with
Ayun. So, minsan, no, parang, yun lang yung something about not being able to belong to. Diba? It's a need. Sabi nga ni Miss Alvi, it's a need. So, kailangan siya ng katawan natin. Kailangan siya ng maisipan natin. What's weird about it is parang aabot ka sa punto na hindi ko kailangan. Parang, I'll just withdraw. Bakit ka magwi-withdraw? Now, when you need to belong to, when you need to be seen, and bakit parang naging reversed siya? Instead of, for example, that's what parang it's just how the body and the mind works ba na parang lalayo ka na lang or parang wag na lang, I don't want to try, baka ma-reject ako or hindi ako that's something na, and then as a teacher, you encourage, sige, mag-join kayo. Maraming mga parang strategies na gagawin na para yung whole classroom is hindi mag-by clicks, hindi yung may mag-group. Kasi it's something na parang nababaliktad siya, na parang series of rejection, not being able to belong to, parang aabot ka sa punto na, wag na lang. Wag na lang mag-try to belong to. Or
may tawag ba dyan? Parang coping mechanism, parang defensive mechanism. Di ba?
Yes, na parang ginagawa niya. And for example, in a relationship, na-reject ka, nang ligaw ka, doon na, sucks.
Dito na tayo.
Pag-ibig na. Di ba? Sa pag-ibig, so sino mag-share?
Hindi ako yan,
Ano
Ate Shan.
Baka may share po kayong gusto i-share.
Comment down below.
Comment your love story below, or your experience with love. Pero 'di ba, may mga times in the past when you like someone and then parang hindi ikaw yung gusto. And then suddenly
Kita man yan.
Or parang, ayan, may another person na gusto mo, tapos hindi pa rin ikaw ang gusto. Parang
due to
serious
repetitive
rejection, the self-esteem is, parang, hindi pala ako kamahal-mahal. Hazel Jane. Miss Alvi. Naghugot na. Sa pagmamahal, it does happen din, di ba? Na you try to withdraw and isolate na lang. And not even try.
Ano ba yan, Miss Alvi? Like, for example, sa mga ganong, may tawag ba dyan? I mean, parang kung trauma kasi yung gagamitin, parang medyo heavy. May, ano ba yan? Psychological print, mark?
Different attachment styles kasi daw tayo. So yung isolate, parang sila yung avoidant.
Mga avoidant talaga?
Avoidance, guys. Mahirap. That's really pure.
Kaya nga. Kasi now that na-mention ni Miss Alvi ang attachment, i-represent ko si John Bolby sa rin.
Wow!
Now that I'm a first-time mother, Miss Alvi, and to our viewers right now, I have a 8-month-old boy. And this the title na I See You. Alam mo yung bata cannot talk, right? He cannot talk, he cannot tell me what he needs and all. Akala ko at first, pagkain, okay na. Busog na siya. Clean yung diaper niya, 'di ba? So dapat okay ka na. O may mga toys ka, so yan okay na. Pero bakit may mga times umiiyak pa din siya? Tapos gusto niya palang magpakarga. Napapansin niya kasi, like for example, I want to be productive that day. I've read na napapansin pala nila nag-decrease yung eye contact mo sa kanya. So na-feel na my mommy does not see me today, parang hindi niya ako nakikita, or hindi niya, she's not giving attention to me as much. So doon ko na-realize going forward sa ating discussion, how important is a healthy attachment is for a person, a little child, to know that he belongs to me. So now, Miss Av, we have a lot of questions moving forward. Kasi sabi ni Hazel, trauma ba ang word, no? Pag example na-reject ka or hindi ka na belong, or for example, bakit ba ganyan yung, is there another term for it? So yun yung magiging next question natin. But for now, we have a video from Rice Vismin. It's a project funded by ADRA Hong Kong. And it's, no, Hayes, it's about empowering farmers, no, mga business, mga groups to be financially independent and sustainable. So let's watch this video.
Before pa ako naka-loan sa kasama cooperative, nagalumon kami sa pwesto sa akon nga ugangan nga mayara man nga karinderya.
Ako, si Evangeline Basbanyo Suarez, sang Lemery, Iloilo. Ako, nagaedad sang 71 years old. May negosyo nga catering services nga nagangalan Ebbs Daily Catering, kag may extension ako nga mga frozen foods.
Ako gali si Lydia Toquero, puli sa barangay Kabantuan, Lemery, Iloilo. Naging helper ako ni Evangeline Suarez sa iyang karenderya sulod sa 4 ka tuig. Bilang isang helper sa sulod sa restaurant, nagaluto ako, nagaserve, nagakitiring.
Ako si Roberto Nonato Jr., 48 years old, may asawa, kag may isa ka bata nga 7 years old. Ang akon nga palangitan mo ini ang akon nga palamahawan, kag nagabaton kami sang made to order nga cakes for all occasions.
Ako, naka-loan sa kasama sang 30,000 pagi kay si Reggie. Kaya sang time nga to, nagaharatol ako kung di ako makuha sang financial ko. Kaya nagsunod-sunod ang akong cater, wala ako sing mahimo kundi nagdalagan ako sa kasama. Kag maayo man sila, nakakuha ako sang 30,000 with 1% interest. Kag ako tanan naka-fully paid. Kag may savings pa ako nga nabilin.
Naka-loan ako diri sa kasama. Daw kanami man sa iyang mga benefits nga ginahatag sa amo, namo to nga nag-decide kami sa pag-join, nga mag-join kami. So at the same time, amo man nga nagtulod sa amon nga maka-loan para nga mayara kami kapital nga magamit para makapag-separate kami sa amon nga maka-put up kami sa amon nga pwesto kag maka-separate na kami doon kay ugangan nga pwesto. So amo na nga na put up namon ini nga pwesto tungod sa amon nga loan sa kasama.
Ang nabulig ya sa akon nga sweldo, nakapatindog ako sa balay, nakapatindog ako sa sari-sari store, nakabulig sa akon nga estudyante nga 2 ka bilog.
Naka-loan ako sa kasama 25,000. Kaga ina mong ginagamit ko sa pag-put up sa akon nga water system, sa akon nga lababo diri sa sulod. At the same time, sang ginagamit ko man nga kapital para sa pag-put up sining pag-reopen sa akon nga business.
Maayo man ang resulta kay nag-widen ang akon nga mga customer. Nakakuha ako sa DTI, kalahi kag sa local government. Magluwas na ang amon nga mga frozen foods, medyo nag-angat-angat man. Bisan sa mga time nga may COVID pero nakasurvive ako.
After nga naka-loan kami sa kasama, kag na-open namon ini nga negosyo, though nagtulot-awhay gawa ang amon nga pangabuhi, no, naka-adjust na kami kay may income na kami adlaw-adlaw, naka-steady na amon nga negosyo, kag nakahulag na kami kung ano ang gusto namon nga ibaligya sa amon nga business, mahimo na namon.
Magpasalamat sa kasama cooperatives, sa ADRA Project Rice, kag sa funder ADRA China.
Salamat sa ADRA Project Rice. Thank you.
Nagapasalamat kita ko sing dako sa kasama, cooperative, ADRA, Project Rise, kag at same time sa funder nga ADRA China.
Ayun, narinig niyo po ang testimony ng ating mga community partners doon naman sa Iloilo. So we are praying po sa ating mga kasamahan sa ADRA Rise Vismin, led by Miss Dinah Gumban and sa whole team po dyan po sa Mountain View College, and dyan po ang kanilang opisina, but also they have their operations sa Visayas naman. So we're praying sa ating mga kasamahan. Now mga kaibigan, you are still watching ADRA TV, and our episode today is entitled I See You, How Feeling Loved Protects Our Mental Health. Marami na po tayong natutunan kasama ang ating guest psychologist this afternoon na si Miss Alvi Aranton. And yes, no, na you can really hear, like for example, it's a protective factor in lives, no, as we move forward sa life. But I also have a question right now with Miss Alvi. Akala po kasi natin, pag hindi ka nakaranas ng trauma, okay ka lang. No? So maraming sasabi, no, you're okay, you're fine, you can thrive throughout life. But I think it's a misconception, Miss Alvi, no, na kahit you have not experienced a traumatic event, but feeling unseen can have an impact to you as well. Can you elaborate on this, Miss Alvi?
Yes, you're right, no, Chantal. It doesn't have to be a traumatic event to experience firsthand. Could be something as simple as hindi ka pinoconsider, group mo, or sa you belong in, or your family, or if you raise your hand in class tapos you're not recognized. Those are little things. And sometimes kahit little lang sila, but they really make an impact. It affects your self-confidence. Parang, I don't want to try. Ayoko na lang mag-try kasi hindi naman din ako, I don't feel accepted here. But they don't try, so they feel low yung confidence nila, yung sense of self-worth, kaya yung self-esteem, di ba? Kasi masakit yun sa self-esteem na you don't feel like you're at the right place, at the right moment. So that has a really big effect on the person. And I think even without the trauma, it stays on with you for many years, parang you feel insecure later on. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a traumatic event. And even if you experience trauma, isn't all. Pag walang trauma, it doesn't have to be that you're fine automatically. There are so many other things happening.
Yes. And it's going back to your answer kanina, Miss Alvi, right? Na na belong tayo is a psychological need. We had a discussion ni Hazel, Miss Alvi, during the video kanina na. Like for example, di ba when we're born, we have this inborn mechanism na nagugutom at iiyak. And I believe, ako, pag nagugutom, mahirap talaga. And di ba, I believe for children, for babies, siguro for some it's uncomfortable, but it can be a painful experience. So it's the same way of not being able to be accepted and seen and loved. I believe it is a painful experience still. Kahit po hindi siya direct traumatic event or like mentioned as abuse and all, when you have a teenager, when you have a child na hindi mo natatanong, like di ba may mga sabi, oh, what's your favorite color? Kaya pala tinanong, kasi it starts there with the, ay, tinanong ako, what's my favorite color? Tapos binigyan ka ng, ito, yes, this is my favorite. So it has an impact. So it's safe to say that being unseen, being unloved, not being able to belong to is a painful experience. And what's more painful if it moves forward throughout years. Diba? And it becomes unresolved at hindi mo talaga nakuha yung social support system mo.
You know what, Atishan? I would like to share an experience, personal experience, no? When I was a teenager, I belonged to this huge class group. So, I have this, ano ba sa Tagalog yung mahayon?
Ano?
Mabilis, mahayon kaayo. Mahayon kaayo ko na,
Oh, yun, no.
na friend. Oo. Dati, I'm really fond of inviting, hey, this Friday, punta tayo ng 7-Eleven. Kasi ibang-ibang school na kami. Senior high kami at that time. Different schools na kami. Let's go to 7-Eleven, catch up, ganun-ganun. May one time, hindi nila ako sinipot. Hindi nila ako sinipot. And then, later on, this parang pa-college yata ako. Until now, my friends, I'm thankful naman my friends are from many moons ago pa. They wonder why I like to go everywhere alone. That ngayon hindi na ako mahilig mag-invite.
Hala, wow.
Sa totoo lang.
started
Dito,
there.
yung
Oh,
sinabi mo na later on, totoo yun, Ate Shan at saka Miss Alb. Kasi dati, mahilig ko ma-invite, hey, punta tayo yan. Ngayon, hindi. Unless you ask me if you want to join me, I will never invite you to go with me to a cafe, to an event. So, nasanay ako na lang mag-isa na pupunta sa mga events.
Let me hold your hand.
So, it's true, Miss Alno, as what you've said earlier, na sometimes it's the little things. Parang hindi naman yung traumatic na
Yeah,
event talaga,
yes.
pero na-imprint siya sa mind ko eh. Then I don't want, yun nga, ayoko nang ma-reject. Ganon yun.
And imagine that being also an experience coming from people na you thought to believe that will be present in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have no hard feelings naman. Kasi that time, busy rin sa school.
Yeah.
Yun nga, mahayon lang talaga.
Nabaon na.
Nabaon ko talaga, sorry.
Or baka nag-open din siya for an experience of what it's like to be alone as well.
Yes.
Na-enjoy mo naman, di ba?
Oh, na-enjoy ko naman. And also, I've outgrown that attitude naman na pagkamahayon.
Yes, but you're right, Hayes. It imprints. No?
Yeah.
It leaves a mark in our minds na buti aware ka na that was the experience. Yan yung parang pivotal na point, no? How about others? So, for our friends that are listening right now, ano po yung na-outgrow nyo din?
Yes,
na
comment down below.
mga moments in life na na-unseen kayo, na-reject kayo, hindi kayo na-belong. Ako naman, marami akong ginawa to be belonged to. So, but in another episode. But Miss Alvi, would you like to add, are there other misconceptions about mental health and emotional safety na dapat po malaman ng mga parents and mga communities or teachers?
Really a misconception. I think the lack of effort sometimes, yung parang we don't check in on these kids, because sometimes they really want to be checked into, yung parang, gusto ka, okay ka lang ba? Diba? We expect them to toughen up sometimes, parang, you handle your emotions, ganyan, para mag-mature ka, gano'n. Pero, they are developing kasi, they're still developing. They're teenagers, they want to become adults in the future. So, yun, sometimes we are encouraged to put in the effort as well to really check in kids.
Ayun. Thank you, Miss Alvi. Check.
Yeah. I really like what nasanay kasi ako na ate.
Yeah, sure.
Ni Miss Alvi na, it's sometimes talaga, you really have to take effort. You know, I saw this parang quote na naman sa TikTok. TikTok sometimes can be educational, makes you smarter.
Inspiration.
Oo. I'm sure Miss Alvi knows this. Yung about being a villager.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
If you want a village, you should be a villager. Explain
Yes.
so.
Kumbaga, di ba sometimes, tayo may iba't iba naman tayong responsibilities in life. But, for example, pag in-invite ka ng person na, hey, can you go to my party? Or can you help me sa errands ko? Can you help me do this and that? Di ba sometimes it feels like an inconvenience? Di ba? Kasi parang added burden. Ang dami ko nang ginagawa. Marami akong work, may anak ako. marami akong side hustles. But sometimes, all you have to do, sabi nga ni Miss Alvi, is put in an effort and show up.
Yes. Yes, I read about that when I was pregnant with my baby. No, mga kaibigan, it's something that's really important pala. Siguro, minsan sa buhay, yes, na-reject tayo, hindi tayo nakita, hindi tayo napafeel mabilong. So there are a lot of ways to turn this experience into a positive note. Pwede po tayo to make others feel seen, feel belonged, and feel loved. No? And as you've mentioned, if hindi na, sa akin na may another takeaway is, if hindi mo naranasan, if that is something that you want to experience for yourself, I believe if you make others feel that way, babalik din siya. The golden rule, di ba? Do unto others as you want others do unto you. So parang it's something that's important talaga. Show up, make an effort, be intentional in your relationships as well.
Kumbaga, the love you give to others goes back sa'yo in different forms.
Yes. One of the many mga friend talaga na was able to make me feel seen and belong to is my partner here.
Wow.
Janice. Iba po siya magpakita na I am seen and all. Kahit hindi kami like physically there, but it's so important. There's a lot of ways now. Like you can like a
Love
sport,
languages.
love
Oh,
languages,
yes.
and then also in the internet, there's a lot of ways that we can make others feel seen and belong to. No? Ang ganda ng punto doon, Miss Alvi, right, na yes, we want to receive. Gusto ko ganito. But also we can give it all to others. Miss Av, our episode is about to be finished. I just like to ask a question. May mga suggestion po ba kayo in your experience mga simple steps ng mga pamilya, teachers, or communities matulungan ng ating mga kabataan to feel included and valued?
I'd like to start by saying love is an action. So it doesn't have to remain na parang words lang. So we have to really have to show. So ito yung magbibigay kong advice. About little anchors. I'd like to label it as little anchors. So for yourself, probably you can write, no? About your feelings if you're someone who does that, or spending time with a friend, or checking in with someone who you care about. It could be your family, your sister, your siblings, or your friends, especially that they spend a lot of time with their peers and friends in school. So those are little things that they can do. Or they could spend time noticing things around them or thank people around them. Because gratitude is very important. I think it really makes us a lot happier, feel connected with the world around us. If we're thankful, we're filled with a lot of gratitude every day. And for teachers, for classmates, really just, of course, like I would always remind to put in the effort as well and to really show your intentions genuinely to your students, not because you want them to be like this, to be a certain way, but that you want them to also develop properly well as individuals. And for communities, communities have a really big in shaping these young minds, and hopefully they could include diverse in their activities, their plans, for their groups, for this. Yun lang.
Thank you, Miss Alvi. No? I believe naman din talaga, Miss Alvi, if yung heart mo is you desire na the person be seen and belong to and valued, magiging creative ka talaga. And you will notice the little things in the person. Like say Hazel na, pag alam niya siguro, I will never forget, Miss Alvi, there was one time we were working sa office, ganon. Tapos, she brought a drink. O, di ba? O, hindi naman kailangan everyday. No? That was one time na parang we were very stressed and she went out, parang she had lunch and then nagdala siya ng, I ate sa office lang, nagdala siya ng drink ako. And siya, Ate Shan, I have a drink, it was so good. Tapos I'm a non-coffee drinker, so nagdala siya ng juice. I felt so, like, life is so much better. Like, let's go, let's do this thing. So it's the little things that really, really matters. Your time and effort. Kasi iba yung sa, I see you, I feel you, I love you, and ganun. Tapos hindi pala action. So you're really right. Love is an action.
Yes,
Ayun.
love is a verb.
Ayun. Miss Alvi, this would be our last question for you this afternoon, and I hope this will not be the last na makakasama ka namin. If you could leave yung viewers natin one key message about emotional safety and belongingness, ano po ito? And I will give you the floor to address it directly to our viewers.
How to feel emotionally safe? Well, that's a very deep question. I would just like to leave you with something very, very genuine coming from my heart. Love really comes from the selves. And if we are not kind, compassionate with ourselves, then it would not resonate well with others. Hindi tayo makakonnect or we cannot create connections if we ourselves are disconnected. So I think it really stems from that. So it is a very common word to say, but love yourself. Self-love is very, very. I hope you love yourselves this month, even now that it's Valentine's. Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you, Miss Abby. There's a verse actually na love others as you love yourself. No, it's not wrong to accept who you are, to see who you are, and believe in who you are. And I believe it will resonate in our relationships to others. How we treat ourselves will be how we treat others as well. So it's very, very important as well. Thank you, Miss Alvi, for this
so much, Miss Alves.
Ang dali ng time. Kaya natin
Yes,
to.
nabitin ako.
Parang dapat one day. Miss Alvi, we hope to invite you again sa ating episode. And hopefully, live, no? Dito sa studio talaga, Miss Alvi. But super thank you for your time and for sharing your heart. Yung na-invite natin sa ADRA TV, may puso.
May puso talaga.
Your heart.
May hugot.
May hugot to our viewers. And we look forward to more of you din dito sa ADRA TV. And praying for your work po. Thank you so much, Miss Alvi Aranton, psychologist and also a psychometrician. And she works as a psychology instructor and in charge
Testing in charge.
Testing in charge in Lourdes Lord's College. So thank you so much, Miss Alvi. And see you po, puhon-puhon. Ayun. Thank you. Now, mga kaibigan, we had a really, parang ano siya, paunang diskusyon when it comes to love. No, we still have 3 more episodes about love this whole month of February, mga kaibigan. Hazel, what's your takeaway for today's episode?
I think na-mention na lahat.
Yeah.
But overall, my takeaway talaga is, yun nga, totoo nga yung sinabi ni Miss Alt na love is a verb. It's an action. It's not just a feeling. And it should not be expressed not just in words. Because if words lang, parang empty pa rin.
Ayun. Thank you. Thank you, Hazel. Sa akin naman is, nagtatak talaga sa akin now, I have a child, no? How important being loved, being seen, being valued is. It protects our children. It protects other people kung tanggap natin yan to future mental health illnesses. No?
Yes.
Maglo-lower po ang risk natin for
Protective sheet.
Yeah, protective sheet against, like, for example, depression, anxiety. So, di ba, preventive is more
Better than cure.
Prevention is better than cure. Kaya i-prevent na. Let's love everyone. Sorry. Ayun. Now, mga kaibigan, maraming salamat po for today's episode. Again, thank you, Miss Alvi, for today's episode. Pasalamatan din natin ng everyone that we are here right now live. We have 337 viewers po sa Facebook. And thank you to our partners, volunteers, ADRA Angels, and our stakeholders sa ADRA Philippines.
Yes, and also we would like to recognize and thank our ADRA family, our dedicated co-workers, project teams, and field staff across the country. Your commitment, compassion, and hard work make this mission possible every single day.
Yes, and a big thank you, including our Hope Channel South Philippines partners and sa ating behind-the-scenes crew. Thank you for walking with us to serve families and communities across the Philippines. This has been ADRA TV, where hope is put into action.